I'm Anna Vagan, and let's take a look at the Practice Activities Rubric. Again, as I said in the assessment PowerPoint deck, what I found was that as I made the practice activities, it felt like they really translated so easily into a rubric and therefore goal writing that I thought it made sense to present it in this way. Again, the setup of this rubric is very similar to the conversation frames and the interactive conversation rubric, but let's take a look at it to refresh your memory. Remember that down the left-hand column are the conversation path practice activities. This is the conversation in real time, the double think, the remembers, questions, opinions, and low interest topics. In the practice activities folder, there are activities that work on all of these things. And like on the other rubrics, underneath you find the definitions, because again, we want everyone who sees the rubric to understand exactly what we're talking about. Then in the body of the rubric, again, you have your columns for your measurements, and then the most important, the 1 to 4 ratings of what would it look like if performance on conversation in real time was at a 4. What would it look like if it was at a 2? And the same for all of the other practice activities. Here on the right-hand side is a place for you to insert and write your goals. There's room for 3 here. Remember, this is your template, so then you would save this under the student's name. As with the others, sheet 2 gives you an example. Let's look at this example for Joseph. You can see that for him, I had 2 goals that dealt with the conversation paths practice activities. One goal about remembering what he knows about people, and one goal about staying engaged with low interest topics. Again, I just copied the definitions here, and on the right-hand side is the goal, the reference to the state standard, his current baseline at the beginning of the year, the goal in red, I've put where he is at the end of the year, and once again, there's a visual representation that summarizes his progress across the year. Remember, sheet 2 is just an example. You don't have to keep it. If you've looked at it, you don't need to see it again. Just delete it so that it doesn't clutter up your files. Sheet 1 is your rubric. That's the one you want to hang on to. Thanks for listening.